I'm going to show you how to use our teddy mould, our teddy lace mould. With this one I do put corn flour in. The other lace moulds I usually put pearl lustre. You can do that with this one, but I think the detail shows up nicer without the lustre. So I've got a piece of our sugar paste that I've coloured with ice blue, Sugar Flare ice blue paste colour. I'm just starting to roll that out a little bit, just to make it easier to roll into the mould. Okay, so I'll just turn that over and place it on the mould. Just start to press in at the beginning. Make sure the paste isn't sticky on the back, because you don't want it to stick to the rolling pin and lift up out of the mould as you roll it in. So you press very, very hard, very firmly, and you will just start to see the lace coming through. It might be difficult for the camera to pick up, but when you're doing it yourself, you'll be able to see that much easier. You'll see the edge of the mould showing through as well. So when that happens, you know you can't press in any firmer, and there's the end there. So that now will not go in any firmer than that. That is ready to come out. So I'm just going to turn the mould over and the paste and just peel the mould away from the lace. Okay, and that shows up really clearly. Take a cutting wheel and cut around the lace. Have the wheel at an angle. Don't have it straight like this. You'll get a much better cut edge if you put the wheel on that little bit of an angle. And then across here. And straight down this edge. Now that is so easy to do and very easy to handle. It's a nice thick piece, so it's not going to rip, stretch, tear or anything. Now I think these lace pieces look nice with an edge on, so I'll show you quickly how to do a frill and put a frill on this edge here. I'm going to use a gem strip cutter. You can just use a ruler and a cutting wheel if you haven't got one of these, but these are very useful, very handy. So again, this is our sugar paste with nothing added to it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of icing sugar on the board and roll the paste out. So I want it quite thin. When you're doing frills, you don't need to have the paste thick. You won't get a better frill with thicker paste. I'll explain why as I go along. So that's about the right thickness now. Okay. And then take your strip cutter, place it on the paste and give it a little rub like that so you know it's cut through. And then just peel those strips out. If they've stayed in the strip cutter, just take something like a cocktail stick and just flip the end up there. So now I only want one of these, so I'll take these away. You can, when the 5 strips were together, you could brush them all with white lustre at the same time and then cover them with a polythene bag so they don't dry out before you get a chance to use them, to frill them. So this again, this is a gem frilling or veining tool. It's tool number 12. And I'm just rolling it about between halfway and 2/3 across the strip like this. If you go right over the strip, you just stretch it. So you're actually, the frilling action actually just stretches one edge of the paste. And it's textured as well, this end, so you get a nice, like a silk sort of look on the frill. So we just carry on to the end. And then that is ready to attach to your piece of lace. So I've got some edible glue. You could use this or royal icing. If you've marked a straight line on your cake, you could put the frill on first if you want to, and then add the lace piece. So you want that to be sticky, not too wet, because if it's too wet, it will just slip off the piece. So if you get that as straight as you can, that will help. You could use the edge of your strip cutter there to straighten it up. And then take the lace and just lay it over the frill and just position gently into place. You could use your stick again, your frilling stick, to help you push that in. So just press very gently along the edge, and there's your frill on the edge of your lace. Okay, there's different ways you can finish off your teddy lace. So as you can see here, I've just left it as I've done in the piece shown you earlier. This one here, I've piped a little edge, little dots and a little fine scalloped line. This one's just finished with dots, but I've petal dusted the teddy bears and just used black paste colour for their eyes. And then this one here, again, I've just piped an edge here and added a little bow to the teddy's neck from our bow mould, the small bow on the bow mould. I'll show you a finished cake now with the teddy lace on it. Right, we've got here the teddy on the top, which is dressed in the lace, the teddy lace, and I've added a little frill here. You just make the body for the teddy and then dress it with the lace and cover the arms with the lace. And then lower down on the sides, you can see the lace as I've just shown you, and also our small teddy bear that's been dressed with 2 layers of a frill, a wider frill obviously than the one I showed you. That's just from a round garret frill cutter, 2 layers, and then the little bow from our bow mould.